Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 1st of November in the year 2020, and we just lost an entire hour of daylight, which absolutely sucks. It just bums me out so bad. Right now, I got a video up by Days of Noah. I'm going to show you why that is very shortly. But first, I want you to check this out. Let's go down memory lane. Does anybody remember this? Harvard University Solar Geoengineering Research Program. They announced this in 2017, and I made a video tied to this called The Most Important Video I've Ever Made. Well, I can't find the video even on library, but here's the long story short of it. In 2017, Harvard University put up this website. Dr. David Keith is on it, blah, 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 and they're explaining geoengineering and why they need to do it to save the planet and blah, blah, blah. Everybody should have seen this 7-minute and 58-second video by now. But here's the story. When this came out, myself and so many others were like, finally, we've been vindicated. We've been telling you that they've been spraying nanoparticulates out of the back of airplanes for years and years and years to block out the sun. And finally, they say it. The funny thing is after they do this, after they put this up, they put up a video, they put up an article saying, conspiracy theorists are attacking us, saying that we've been spraying the skies. For instance, here it is now. Here's the video that I made in response to that.
And then when you bury
Okay, so you get the gist of it. They will finally admit that the conspiracy theory was actually real. Then they'll wait a certain amount of time, see what the backlash is, and then they'll put out an article like this right here saying that these people are attacking us, saying that what we're doing is what they've been telling you we've been doing the whole time. Well, we're in that boat again, and I'll give you a little hint as to what it is.
I think it's very important to know that the COVID-19 pandemics just has accelerated certain trends which we had seen before and which actually were discussed in Davos this year, like the lack of inclusion, the lack of paying sufficient attention to the environment. So what we will see now is acceleration of those trends, and of course, a unique opportunity to reset our global agenda, to do something about all those negative developments. I include also the lack of international cooperation. Because if we don't address those issues, we will end up in a much worse world than we are today. So let's use this window of opportunity and let's recreate a global framework which really is in line with the requirements of a society in the 21st century.
Now, everybody's pretty much familiar with Klaus Schwab at this particular point because I brought him up a long time ago when this whole pandemic thing started. You see this? This has been around for a long time, Agenda 21, and it basically and entirely takes away national borders. It takes away our monetary system, meaning there's no more cash. Everybody goes over to a social credit system, just like China, and I warned you of that a long time ago.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. Today's the 16th of July, 2017, and it's a very rare occasion, but I'm showing you a page from Wikipedia, and I want to show you a phrase. This is a phrase I heard an awful lot down south and out west. It's called the carrot and the stick, and it's an idiom that refers to a policy of offering a combination of rewards and punishment. So the carrot is the reward, and if you don't go for the carrot, well, you end up getting the stick. And as you can see, the stick is shaped exactly like a baseball bat. So it's either you take the carrot and everything is fine because we're the ones offering the carrot, or we'll back it up with the stick. Well, why am I showing you this? Because I'm going to show you this. This is a new app launched by a private company in concert with the Canadian government. You are not going to believe this.
We know we're supposed to exercise,
Do you want to put this in line, please?
eat well, and get enough sleep.
Earning points is simple, easy, and fun.
Now the Carrot Rewards app is ready to give you something for every healthy effort you make.
Completing a quiz.
Points that you can use for groceries, movies, even flights.
It seems like a good idea, rewarding people.
Okay, so long story short, I'm not going to play this entire 5-minute video. I'll leave links below. This is an old video. But this was them bringing the social credit system to America, specifically to Canada. But it all trickles down. So this came from China to Canada to America. This was the social credit system, getting people ready for it. And I warned you back in 2017. Well, that's exactly what they're going to do right now. That's exactly what Agenda 21 is. For the people that are remaining, for the people that get the shot, fall in line, and do exactly what these people say, you'll be living in a cashless society, and you will only have the ability to purchase, buy, or sell if you follow everything that they say. Period. That's what it is. That's what it is. And that's what he was explaining. And I even bought I've bought his book, COVID-19, and handed it out to people. I've read this book. I've listened to this book. I've handed this book to people that I was trying to awake. And I can't help but show this all over again. The very first thing after the introduction is a macro reset. The macro reset means how can you get everybody on earth to stop what they're doing, stop doing what they've been doing their entire lives, and point them in a new direction. And that new direction would be Agenda 21. And this is the person that's been bringing it out to you. Well, the Great Reset and talk about it has spread through the truth community and into the mainstream a little bit, enough to the point where this has happened. The World Economic Forum managing director addresses the Great Reset conspiracy theories. Here we go again. You know what I'm saying? Here we go again.
Frustrating.
In this radio show, they refer to, number one, David Icke. It amazes me that people still listen to David Icke. David Icke has been around for absolutely ever. He's a professional truther. He just switches from whatever's the topic at the time, and people listen and believe him and have him on because he speaks with a British accent. And Americans are just dumb enough to believe someone with a British accent must be a professor. In this talk radio interview that came out on the 30th, the managing director literally points everybody in the wrong direction, and the radio host is asking him questions. He doesn't answer any of the questions, and he basically says everything that you just heard Klaus Schwab say, oh, that's not real. This is just something that you have to do to keep people. It's just absolutely and utterly ridiculous. I'll leave a link to this so you can listen to it yourself, but you can already see what public opinion is. Notice that that's 322 backwards. Just a coincidence, but it's always there. But here we go. When you want to know if the conspiracy is real, the Great Reset, well, they're coming out right now and they're doing exactly what David Keith did back in the day. Exactly what David Keith did. Oh, they're making fun of us. They're giving us death threats, etc. It gets people feeling bad for them while they continue to push forward Agenda 21. Agenda 21 means a world with no belongings, no property, no rights, no nothing. That's exactly what that is. And if you have the eyes to see, you can read this right here. This has been around forever. This is how we were able to predict exactly what their next step, their next moves would be. It's easy because we've been reading this for 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? And here's another little thing. Pay attention to this because you won't see this in the mainstream media, but you will see it in other countries. This is right now in Philadelphia. Right now in Philadelphia. How awesome is that? The military is there preemptively, so people in Philadelphia are enjoying a 9 p.m. curfew all over again, and the military is on the ground, and this is what we look like when we spread democracy in other countries. This is amazing because the only place you're hearing there's going to be violence is from the mainstream media in the military. They haven't shut up about it since April, that there was going to be violence because of the election. Violence, violence, violence. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I believe they're going to put Biden in place because Joe Biden is an absolute imbecile. But putting him in place would probably set off the MAGA people, and that's what they want. If you recall, when Trump and Hillary ran, I was one of the few people that said Trump would win because they need him so that the Hillary people would riot in the streets. And they did. This stuff is fairly easy to predict when you understand what the agenda is. Straight up and down. And now that we have the acting director coming out addressing Great Reset conspiracy theories, you know that we're on it. At any rate, Richie from Boston, and I am out.